Hey everyone, WoodyPlayz here, and today we're gonna have a little chat. Oh yeah, I believe this is someone that hasn't been on the channel in a while. I can't remember his name. Doggone it.
His name is Vhawk! Oh wait, never mind, I didn't die. That's awkward.
So yeah, Kyne's in the call. Okay, so today's topic, we're just gonna have a little chat. In fact, I'm just gonna call this the first episode of Seth Speaks, which is usually gonna be with a camera, but or maybe not. I don't know. I don't care. It's just basically gonna be where I ramble on about random crap. By the way,
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, it's late, so that's why I'm talking a little quiet.
Also, you're gonna get a little bit of me and a little bit of not me. That's because I'm working on the server and I'm
actually,
Italian.
I'm gonna go to /spawn because this is actually a server that Kyne's working on. Edenskys.
Yes. I'm pretty sure by the time this video, actually, when are you posting this video?
Like in the coming days.
Okay.
But yeah. This server is a work in progress, and by the way, no, I'm not in any way, shape, or form aligned with this.
When you look in tab.
Well, I'm owner. I actually made myself owner, but I'm just owner because I'm cool like that. But I didn't have the idea. In fact, this is a game that I don't even play. This is planning on being a game that I don't even play, which is
Skyblock.
Yeah, I've like never played Skyblock besides like a few times.
Server's called edenskys. Love it.
It's actually a cool name. So yeah, let's get a little started here.
You have the notepad, mister, I don't.
Yeah, no. So I'm gonna be talking about a little person. Not a little person. I'm gonna be talking about a person.
We're talking about a midget, boys.
I'm talking about I mean, maybe, I don't know, but I'm talking about a person that I knew back in, like, I believe it was 2014. Let me pull up the video here. Yep, 2015. I knew him in about 2015, and that name is WoodyPlayz. WoodyPlayz MC. I don't know what his name is now. WoodyVlogz. Don't know. Don't care. But basically, how I came across Woody was, I don't even remember. I was just watching some videos on YouTube or something. I probably just found his SMP videos, and I started watching it, and I actually liked it. Like, I became like a mini bit of fan. Because his original game SMP videos are actually pretty good.
Yep.
And then I figured out that he started a faction server somehow. So I joined.
Well, he had his faction servers for a very, very long time, but he probably just stumbled across it after he stumbled across the SMP.
Yeah. And then I joined his faction server, and I'm like, hey, Kyne, come and join this server, and let's walk around and do random crap, because I don't know what I'm doing on the server.
And then we didn't like it, and then a few days later...
First of all, let me just say, his first spawn, nauseating.
It was downloading. It was downloaded.
Yeah, it was downloaded, and there was like glitches all over the map, and it was terrible.
Oh yeah. Oh bro, remember that shop? Like mobs kept spawning in it.
Yeah. It was terrible. So yeah, basically,
a few days later, I came on because I was bored. Seth didn't like it, and I talked to Woody into let me completely redeveloping the server.
Yeah, because Kyne's crazy, and somehow he can convince people to just give him a console and like give him the brains of doing everything on the server to where.
Well, Woody he gave up. Like, he wanted a good server, so he didn't care. He was like, dude, I swear if you mess something up, like, just please don't. Here's everything. Good luck.
Which, I mean, I would like to say I don't think Woody is like a bad person or anything. I think that he is probably a bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Ow.
I pooped myself there, dude.
I can't think of the word I'm looking for. Like, maybe got a little caught up in the power and the money.
Yep. That's him. That's Woody.
Yeah. But I don't think he's necessarily a bad person. But here's some things. So when I got on his new revamped server that Kyan basically revamped, it was cool. Kyan was cool with Woody, and I'm like, oh hey, this might be a real way for me to get in his videos, because I was still a fan. I'll state, I was still a fan. I mean, I didn't watch factions because I don't watch factions, period. But yeah, I was like, oh, well, that's cool. Like maybe sometime I'll get in Gamer SMP with Kyan. Who knows? Which Gamer SMP is the SMP that he was hosting.
Yep.
And then things happened. Kyan, like they just downloaded spawns, and then Kyan I think made like a semi-terrible, crappy, decent spawn. As per usual. But
Oh, okay. Yep.
no, but yeah, I came on and I was like, oh, Kyan,
Or
this build
drain,
is terrible. So I go ahead and fix it up, kind of like I'm trying to do with this spawn, but he made it like 1,000,000,000 blocks, and it's impossible, but hey. And then, basically, I built an entire spawn, like, well, no, let me rephrase. I fixed up a spawn. I don't have pictures of the oldest spawn. I might, but I don't know for sure. But I don't have pictures of the oldest spawn. But it was just small, and it was semi-decent. It wasn't great. Then Kyan built a bigger spawn. I fixed up the bigger spawn. Let me actually show you the huge spawn I made.
Yep.
Because it was great. Oh, monitor captures up, and it's freaky looking. It's gonna look a little weird, but here. This is the spawn I fixed up. The outside isn't shown, but if you really want to find it, go to my video just titled "Thank You," and you can see the outside of the spawn perfectly, because I just circle around it for like 20 minutes or something. Go watch that video if you want to see the outside. But as you can see, this spawn was good. Can you verify?
What?
What was your opinions of the spawn I fixed up?
I really didn't care. If I had to be honest, I didn't care. As long as Woody was happy, I was happy. Everybody was happy. As long as Woody was happy, so...
But the point is, that was a good spawn.
No, it was the crappiest spawn ever.
Yeah, kind of just saying that. It was a good spawn, though. And I spent... Hey, Kyan built... I said that you built, like, you built the actual shape and everything.
That's right.
And Kyan actually did build, like, help build the wall quite a bit. I kind of work with the collars. That's basically what I do.
Wait, I just realized. Do you say collars?
Collars.
You just said collars.
Yeah, collars. What? I don't understand.
So do I need to go into a vocabulary lesson? It's color.
Color?
Color.
Color.
K.
KKK?
That wasn't... Moving on!
Okay, but... Woody, I built this... Well, let me rephrase. I recolored this huge spawn. I helped build a wall. I built a huge pond. That was all my idea. I did a lot of work. Kyan will admit that. Let's see.
Oh boy, you did nothing but add some sea lanterns and... Okay, you did a lot.
Exactly. And they ranked me up to builder, which was cool. I'm happy that they did that. But here's the thing. I built it, and afterwards, you know, I was like, maybe I'll get a shout out. Like, I don't want... I'm pretty certain I had a conversation where I was like, I don't want keys money or anything. Obviously, I don't want money. I don't think that was even on the table.
No, I think what you discussed about money.
But I was like, I don't.
You were like, no.
I don't want money. I don't want keys or anything for the game. I don't, because I'm not really interested in recording factions that much. All I wanted was a shout out in a video. And I think I was like, I want a shout out in the video and my link in the description. That's all I want. And that wasn't just to get subs. I mean, obviously I wanted subs. That's what the point of YouTube is. But, well, and to entertain, but I just realized how bad that sounded. But you know what I mean. Like, I mean, you don't do YouTube just for no reason. You obviously want to gain subs.
Obviously.
So that's all I wanted, was I wanted just a simple shout out with a description link. And I got a very like poorly done shout out where he's just kind of like, oh yeah, this spawn was built by King Pig MC. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, moving on. And then no link in the description, which I guess you could argue that he forgot. Fair enough. But still, like, who's gonna type in King PMC after just hearing, oh yeah, this server was built, this spawn was built by him. Okay, moving on. Like, who's gonna check that out? And I'm like
I wouldn't.
That's all I get. So then, you know, he's like giving me keys for the server, like the crate keys and crap that they did at the time. And I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. I mean, as long as I'm building a spawn for him, and like, I don't care. I'm not like this credit hog. I don't care about credit that much, you know. But you know, I never got proper credit for the spawn I built, for the spawn I fixed up. And Kyan, I mean, he sort of got credit, but I mean, you could give your opinions on how much Woody basically used you. Yeah, you can give your opinions on that.
Oh, like right now?
Yes.
Oh, Brian, you're putting me on the spotlight.
This is why I wanted you.
Okay, where do I start, Seth? That is a good question.
Oh, you go deep. Shut up. Just shut up. Move on.
No, of course now we gotta edit all this out. You're rude. Okay, where do I start, Seth? That's a good question.
I can't move past it now. My brain is...
What?
I want to say it, but I don't.
Just be like...
Okay.
Just be like, go into detail thoroughly.
I can just cut out where I said going deep. And you can just continue.
So then where do I start back up?
Just start telling where it started. You could say the line if you want, but...
I mean...
Like you can say, so where do I start if you want?
So where do I start if you want? Okay, no, I'm kidding.
I was gonna stab you.
So where do I start, Seth? That is a good question. First of all, the first time that I met him and I started developing for him, he seemed like he actually was in need of help, which he probably desperately was.
Oh, I guarantee it.
And then I got $25 out of that. I wasn't asking for money, but like I wasn't gonna deny any money, so you know, I took that, right? Several releases. We're doing insanely good off the start of the season. And then he says that he broke the server, so we had to do another restart just so I could work my butt off.
I remember that. That was funny to watch.
So I worked my butt off for 2 weeks. I get the server done, and he's like, you know what? We're gonna add a bungee. We're gonna add multiple servers, and I'm like, bro. And then he makes me make a whole. He makes Seth make a whole nother spawn.
Oh yeah, I built a whole nother spawn.
He makes me make a whole nother faction server. Doesn't even use it. He doesn't even bother to copy the files. Just he throws it away. That server has nothing to do anymore. And then we add what was the server? I'm pretty sure it was MCMMO and then custom enchants that we did 2 servers. And then boom, that server all gone. Forget Bungie. We're gonna redo that entire server again, just so I can work my butt off even more, and hopefully he wants me to make it even better than before. More money. More money. And guess what? Doesn't end there. Doesn't end there. After that,
let me just add in real quick.
You know what?
That, I mean, it's like we were like not friends or anything during this period, but it kind of, you know, it kind of like weighed on the friendship.
What?
Like the whole Woody situation.
What about it?
Because like we weren't able to talk as much because Woody constantly needed you to work on his server. We weren't able to play games other than Woody's server. I mean, it's not like we weren't allowed, but like
other than run around on fence posts.
Oh, that was the most boring 18,000 hours of my life. Just running around in circles, or like I'm doing right this very second, actually. But at least right now I'm bashing Woody.
So yeah, no, but it does not end there, right? That server, he just didn't like it. All gone. All gone. Every little last bit of it's gone. And then he hires another developer, and this developer, we'll name him, what should we name him? What's Jose? We'll name him Jose. Actually,
what's that his name?
We'll name him Javier the Third, because the other 2 are cooking right now. Javier the Third, right?
Yeah, I remember this guy. I was never 100% sure if he's real, though.
Well, I mean, you know, Javier the Second was a... I mean, Javier's brother was. We're not gonna get into that, okay? That's for when I have... Okay, this is... Okay, I was gonna say this is for when I'm gonna record 12 Days of Christmas, but then I just realized... Yeah, this is really hard. Okay, so then...
Javier.
Okay, moving on from Javier.
His name is John.
His name is John. Okay?
Second developer named John.
The second developer named John, oh, it is a nightmare. And, this developer, he has completely brand new ideas for the server. And I'm like, cool, I get a break off. No. Gotta still remake the entire server while this developer sits around and just chats with Woody. But guys, guess what? Seth, could you guess?
It doesn't in there?
It doesn't end there! I have made over 10 servers for Woody, and all of them were...
Oh my gosh,
Woody trying... Yeah. I have made over 10 servers for Woody, and all of them were trying to make me to get it, like, better and even better. And then what this developer would do is he would come in and then add, like, the smallest thing, right? And it'd be like, bro, I added this crazy new thing. And I'm like, yeah, okay, you know, that's fine. And then we had to remake a whole nother server, and Seth remembers this. We had to build this insanely tiny spawn, and then this was actually like the first time that I appeared in a video. And then before that, Woody's like, okay, so I need you to set this rate, I need you to set this rate, I need you to set all this up, so that when we start recording, we can get all of this done. So it was basically like me cheating for him in a way.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Like there was a raid in the actual one of my videos, I believe, that happened because he thought that was payment for building a spawn. I'm like, really? I don't really want this, but you know, we just kind of had to go along with it because like that was the thing you had to do.
Like, basically, he's just trying to get me to build even better and better and better until he likes it. And if he doesn't like it, then you know the deal. Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I didn't even know some of that stuff because, like I said, like because of the server, me and
I never got to talk to
as
him.
much.
I think we went a whole week without talking to each other, like over voice, and that rarely ever happens.
Oh, I know. There was only like one time, and that was when I took like a couple weeks off.
Well, I mean that rarely happened at the time.
Yeah,
right
at the
now,
time.
Yeah. At the time, we would be on almost every day, I believe.
Yeah.
So taking a week off was like a big thing. But you know, I'm trying to impress Woody. I'm trying to make
and
him.
This all was extremely annoying for me to watch because I saw what was happening from the very beginning. And I couldn't tell Kyan because he was like, oh no, you know, Woody's cool and all this.
No, I feel like I definitely knew. I didn't see exactly what he was doing, like, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like...
I saw what he was trying to play, though. Like...
I feel like you're just, you know, trying to help him because you know, it would help your channel grow. It would help, you know, and the factions was fun. I mean, it wasn't like it was terrible factions.
No, not bad.
So, I mean, I think that's basically why, the biggest reason why you and everyone kept playing that server, you and me.
But guys, I don't think you can guess.
How could it not in there? Does it in there?
No.
Oh,
it
man.
doesn't. I'm sorry.
I can't believe that.
We get into this massive fight, and Woody's like, bro, I don't appreciate the work that you're doing on the server. You're just not spending enough time. And I'm like, bro.
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah.
This is at the point when me and Kyan actually had a conversation whether we should leave the server.
Yeah, and this was, I believe, hold on. I'm gonna look on your channel real quick. This is when we made that video saying why we left WoodyCraft, right?
Oh, actually, is it? I don't remember.
I believe so. Maybe, maybe not. But we were like, we wanted to really leave, but we didn't know what we were wanting to do.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't end there! That's gonna be like the new meme.
Just have like a new shirt with Kyan's face. It doesn't in there.
Or like Sylvester Silverstein's eyes on me.
Just Woody in the background.
So no, it doesn't end there. Basically, this is at the time when we were contemplating leaving, and we did because Woody was like, "You're not putting enough time into the server. Your effort is not good enough." And I'm like, boy, I've been spending over a week. I've been taking time out of school.
You actually got demoted, didn't you?
No, I was taking time out of school to work on the server, but you know, wasn't enough time. So you know, I get demoted, I get banned. I can't even log on to the server and see the work that they've stolen from me, which is just sad. And then Woody quits completely, closes down his server. He doesn't even make videos. He vlogs a little bit. 6 months later, I think, he joins back. He's like, boys, I'm back into Minecraft. Immediately contacts me and he's like, yo, what's up? Sorry for the past. You want to make me a server? I did. Guess what? It doesn't end there.
Somehow.
I make this server. He doesn't like it, so I have to remake it. He likes it, but I have to keep adding on things to make him like it. We finally released with the downloaded spawn because Seth he wasn't having it.
No, I quit making him spawns at, like, I told Kyan, I was like, I'm not making him another spawn if he's just gonna, like, because at this point, I didn't, like, me and Woody were done. I didn't talk to him at all because I knew what he did and said and everything. So I was like, no, I'm good.
No, but it doesn't end there, trust me. So he likes it, so we release with a downloaded spawn. A week later, we finally get a good spawn. But this is when this guy comes along. It's another developer. Oh, by the way, the old developer, he wasn't there at all. But there's a new developer that comes along. He's called iCodeButt, I think.
Is this an
That was
actual
his name, I think. Yeah, I believe. That was his IGN, I believe. I could be wrong. But he gets accepted as a trial moderator. And then I'm working, and then he's like, yo, who's the developer? I'm like, it's me. And he's like, yo, who coded this crappy server? And I was like, me? And if you're a moderator, why are you talking crap? And then Woody's like, yo, chill, don't worry. And I'm like, what? It makes no sense why you would let a moderator diss the own server.
Yeah.
And so I demote the guy because at that time I had permission. I was in that power. And so I demoted him, and Woody was like, bro, why'd you demote him? He was my best developer. And I was like, if he's your best developer, why didn't you hire him instead of me? And then it goes into this big fight, and then he's like, bro, you're demoted. And then he makes this public statement. Actually, I'm gonna go find it on his Twitter right now. He makes this public statement. I was like, why Cake got demoted.
I actually remember that tweet. He probably deleted it, honestly.
He probably did. I made a response to that. I'm gonna go check it out, though. When was it?
We're actually gonna pause the video and see if we can find it real quick.
Yeah.
So yeah, he deleted every single tweet back before it was October 8th, 2016. So
Sad.
basically everything that ever since like we knew him, basically. Besides some good old tweets that came out new. I'll talk about a little later. Came up recently, I should say.
Yeah, but back to the story. Basically I demoted a mod. Woody got really mad and broke down into a huge fight, and then I got demoted, and then the server basically closed down because nobody really was working on it.
Yep.
So that's the end.
And Woody was an absolute terrible developer.
Well, here and then he's asked me a few times to work on a server for him, but like, you know exactly where that's gonna go.
Yeah.
But wait, there's no, I'm kidding.
Yeah, there's actually no more for once. So yeah, that's kind side of things, and through this whole time period, like, I would like to say, there was a point in between, like, when he reopened his server and when that server closed down after the big fight. Before the big fight, Kind got into Gamer SMP, which was the SMP that they were in, that they all liked. And let me just say, back when Minecraft was popular, even now basically, I've always like wanted to be in a big SMP with actual people, you know, with actual people. I wanted to be in an SMP with people because like that would be awesome. Nobody can deny that that's awesome. SMPs are awesome.
Yep.
So basically, Kyan got in. I didn't really care that Kyan got in exactly. It was more of a thing that Kyan got in, and I was like, well, why didn't I? Because he knows that we're like a package deal.
We're like Dumb and Dumber, but
Yeah.
we're like Smart and Smarter.
Maybe.
Well, smart-ish and then smart.
A smart-isher.
Honestly, we're both equally kind of dumb.
Yeah, we're both about equal in terrible moments of. I have blondness though to blame.
What? Blondness? You're
yeah.
blonde?
I have blonde roots. I
So you're
showed you
saying
the pictures.
blonde people are dumb? Wow, you're racist. I'm kidding.
Back to the point anyway. But yeah, I've always wanted to be in an SMP, and I was a little kind of like, well, why didn't I get in? But I was like, okay, whatever. At least kind of said maybe that could be a gateway for me to get in.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I thought, and then I'm like, okay, I guess I'm not getting it. And there's times where kind of was like, yeah, I think you're getting in, and it's like, no.
No.
And then finally, I think Gamer SMP just like died. Gamer SMP was gone.
Well, no, what happened was when I joined, literally everybody started fighting for some reason.
I don't know.
Literally the day that I joined is the day that the official like world started. The first 2 days was so perfect, and then me and Sophie started to build spawn, and then I believe Fabrizio came in to build, or somebody, and then they just flipped out because they didn't like the way that we were doing it, and then that just broke out into a huge fight, and then nobody played.
I mean, I'll say that Kyan likes, like, he does things his way, and like, you have to let him finish before you can be like, I don't like that. Because Kyan wants to see, like, over here actually. Oh, wait, it's gone. Is it gone?
Yeah, it's gone.
Oh, okay.
Do you want me to redo it?
No, it's fine. There was a design he made, and I was like, yeah, no, don't. Oh,
There you go.
yeah, this design, he was originally going to do this for, like, the spawn of his server, and I'm like, Kyan, this is looking weird. What are you doing? So he's just like, I'll go do it over here. You gotta let him finish that. Because otherwise he's just gonna want to keep doing it forever. So, like, if you don't do that, things are gonna get a little awkward, but I don't think Kyan was the catalyst and all that. I think the people in Gamer SMP was kind of immature.
No, it wasn't even that people are immature, it's just a huge fight broke out because somebody didn't like spawn.
Yeah. I mean, Fabrizio, like, I don't know him, but like, he always kind of struck me as a guy who's kind of like a little cuckoo. No, but
I don't think it was Fab. I think
Really?
it was,
I don't remember who you told me, but I thought it was Fab.
It was Woody's like best friend, and then he ended up getting
Morgan?
kicked from the SMP.
Oh, I don't know who that is then.
No, Morgan didn't even play.
But basically, Gamer SMP shut down. But then they announced like a few months. It was after the big fight, but it was kind of at a point where Kyan and Woody weren't really arguing, but they were just kind of like not talking. And Gamer SMP was kind of like returning or whatever. And I'm like, hey,
I actually got invited to join.
Oh, I didn't even know that, but I was like, hey, Kyan, do you want to go apply for Gamer SMP and try to get in? He's like, no, I don't really want to do that. I'm like,
No, I joined. Like, I joined the server. I played for a little bit.
no, I'm talking about like after that.
Oh.
There was a point afterwards, and you were like, nah, I don't really want to do that. And I was like, well, do you mind if I try to get in? He's like, and you're like, nah. And so I tried to get in.
Time.
And I sent in my application. And I'm like, well, you know, I've done a lot more content now. Maybe, you know, it's possible. And let me just clarify. I've been in calls with Woody, and they are extremely awkward calls because he's kind of weird.
He's a weird kid. He's an odd duckling.
Yeah, he talks about some weird things and stuff. But the biggest thing was that I could tell from the very beginning that he was not interested in any conversation between me and him. Like, after Kyan goes to the bathroom, me and him are just like sitting there.
Ray, really?
Yeah, we're just like, I would like try to pipe in.
I would come back, and I would hear nothing, and I would hope that you guys would at least talk once or twice.
I would try, and I'd be like, I occasionally, like, every once in a huge while, because I didn't want to push it, but I would joke saying, like, so when am I getting in Gamer SMP? He would just laugh and say nothing, and I'm like, oh, awesome. That totally makes it not awkward. And then, what was it? Also, like, we were talking about like the PvP in the game, we were just like talking about like that. I was like, yeah, I'm like, it was a big war, and I'm like, what in the world's going on? And he's just like, I don't even know. Crickets chirped. Like, he just says, I don't even know, and that's like his whole line. And then as soon as Kind comes back, he's like, okay, yo, dude, and then he like starts talking to Kind. I'm like, well, that makes me feel great. It's like I cared. I was like, I understood. I was probably a little too quiet because I was not comfortable in other calls, and I was still kind of a fan at the time. So it's very awkward for me, but still, he could have made a little more of an effort. But then I actually wonder if that might have been the reason I didn't get into Gamer SMP, was calls like that. But like, I can't help it if you don't give me anything to work with conversation-wise.
Oh, that's true.
Like, and then here's what he says. I send in my application. Morgan emails back, which you know from Morgan. He's one of Woody's friends, or she is one of Woody's friends. And she responds back. Are you
assuming genders?
Yeah, and she says, you know, you were denied, and I'm like, would you be able to tell me why? Like, I feel like that's, like, that's at least fair, that you could tell me why. So then she says, well, Woody says, and she definitely said, threw Woody under the bus here, but she's like, well, Woody says you do not quite fit in with everyone else in the community. Which made no sense, considering that Kind was in at one point, and Kind was not the reason it failed. And then, you do not fit in with everyone else. You do not upload enough Minecraft. And I'm like, I upload survival. Like, I'm sorry that I don't upload Hunger Games, which was a dead game at that point. I'm sorry I don't upload Sky Wars, which is extremely painful to record at the time. So it's basically like, what the crap. And then also he says my videos weren't getting enough views. My Minecraft videos weren't getting enough views. I'm like, really? Like, really? Because
really?
If you watch his application videos, he says views don't matter, subs don't matter. Like, I don't care about them things. Like, as long as you upload Minecraft and you enjoy it and we like you, you'll be in it. And I'm like, okay, well, that narrows it down to one thing, and that is he doesn't like me, which I can take. That's fine. I don't care. But the thing that annoyed me was just that he basically dodged the me getting a Gamer SMP with just saying views in Minecraft, and like, that's rude and annoying, especially when he knew that I wanted in Gamer SMP since it started, and I watched him in Gamer SMP all the time, and I built all these spawns for him, and the least he could have done was give me a shout out. That's the thing that bugs me the most, is that I wasted all that time building spawns and everything.
The thing that bugs me the most is that I took time out of school.
Oh yeah, definitely.
For what? Over 10 servers?
Yeah. I mean, I say Kind definitely got like the shortest end of the stick when it comes to Woody, because like Woody Complete like used him a lot. Which, like I said, I believe that the power and the money just went to Woody's head. He's got this big fan base, like, not big, but it's big for a Minecraft YouTuber of small magnitude, I don't know. But basically, he was doing really good on YouTube for a little bit there, and that went to his head, I think. But, after that, I think, yeah, after I didn't get into Gamer SP, I basically just was like, okay, fine, whatever, I don't care about Gamer SP, I don't care about Woody's videos. I unsubscribed, I didn't stay and hate and dislike and leave comments or anything. I just unsubbed and went on my way. But it doesn't end there, as Kind would say.
It doesn't end there.
Basically, I tell Kyan all of this because I don't think I ever told Kyan why I didn't get in gamer. And if I did, then I didn't remember and he didn't remember. But I told him all these things just one night when we were talking about random crap. And it's not like I'm bitter about, like, I know this probably sounds goofy in a video that the whole time we just talked about how Woody did all this. But, like, it's not like I'm bitter against it. Because it's like, I don't care, I moved on. The gamer SMP obviously failed, so who cares? So, that doesn't bother me. Still. But what happened was I tweeted out, and I tag him because if I'm gonna talk about someone, I'm not gonna talk about, like, behind their back. I'm gonna tag them in a tweet. So here, I'll actually pull up my Twitter. That's not my Twitter. I'm actually gonna pull up my Twitter once again. Pulling up monitor capture. Gonna get rid of Minecraft temporarily. This right there. Okay. So we're just gonna pull up my Twitter. So we have all of this stuff. Here was the first thing I said. Just told Kyan, and this was August 9th. Just told Kyan about some stuff that happened between me and at WoodyVlogz. Well, he was surprised about what he said about me. And then 10 days later, out of the blue, Woody says, keep making up stories about me even though I moved on to bigger things. Which was kind of a funny tweet. And he also messaged me. I'm gonna see if I can pull up the message here. Messages, there we go, okay. He said, making up stories about me even after I quit YouTube. Keep hating while I'm over here making stacks. What are you making stacks off of when you quit YouTube? I'm confused. But
I mean, pretend money?
Maybe he plays Monopoly a lot. But he sends me this message and goes all over, Twitter about it, and he says, moved on to bigger and better things, and I'm like, I'm not gonna tell anyone other than Kyan what you said, because I don't roll like that, which I wasn't planning on making a video about this ever, even though I thought about it, especially back when it happened. He said, by the way, quitting YouTube isn't moving on to bigger things, which was a good burn. And then, it looks like he might have actually deleted the tweet, but he basically said that, he moved on to things other than YouTube that's big or something like that. Something to that effect. I'm just like, whatever, okay, I'll be the bigger man. Well, glad you are having success. I just told him why I didn't get into gamer SMP. I'm trying to see if I can actually find a reply to that tweet, which I don't think. Oh, actually it's right here. Okay, never mind. Then he replied, well, I don't even know why, but me and Morgan didn't just let anyone in. You needed to have good content. So then he takes another stab at me and says I don't have good content, which my videos were more edited than his. My videos actually had thumbnails.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna step in because that's where it makes me heated. He said that his videos aren't good quality content, or they're just, he doesn't fit in. Woody would spend maybe 5 minutes editing his videos, literally cutting out like 2 parts and then adding an intro and some cool transitions. Anybody can do that. Seth would not only watch the entire video, make sure no mistakes, he would go to the full extent making sure that his videos were up to par and not spend 5 minutes. And I don't think Woody really realizes that.
I don't think
he
so.
only spends 5 minutes.
And let me say, I actually have proof from, well, not proof because I don't have a screenshot or anything, but Woody told me when I was in a call with him, because Kai and him were in a call, I joined like super quick, and I was like, hey Woody, did you see my application? And he's like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, you should watch some of my videos. You can see that I'm like better than I used to be, because back then he was like, well, I don't know, he kind of gave some random dodge answer about my content. I'm like, you should go check it out and see, you know, because it's better now. He goes and watches some random video called Walmart Vlog, has nothing to do with Minecraft. He tells me that's the only video he watched, and he says, I don't know if you quite fit it. Like, what?
Walmart Vlog.
You watched my Walmart Vlog? Like, seriously?
Out of all 600 videos he could have possibly watched,
At the time, it was
he
probably
watches
like,
Walmart Vlog.
Like, my survival episodes were better than that. There was a billion Hunger Games episodes that were better than that. Like, for Pete's sake, Walmart Vlog? And for some reason, Walmart Vlog actually has good views. I don't know why. That's a terrible video.
Well, somebody was probably just like, you know what? I'm really bored tonight. Let's just look at Walmart Vlog. I just want to watch people walk around at Walmart.
But yeah,
something I want to do right now.
He decides to take this burn, and then he immediately deletes it. Immediately. So he knows what he said was absolutely crazy, and that he was not going to look good for saying it. So he immediately deletes it, and I say, don't worry, at WoodyVlogz, I saw it before it was deleted.
Oh yeah, and then he said he wasn't trying to hide it or something?
I deleted it because I'm not trying to start more drama. And I'm like, start more drama? How can we start drama? I have, like, no active followers. You probably just know that you are triggered and can't win. Okay, also, let me point out, like, in all of his tweets, he ends it with this smiley, you know, face, tears of joy or whatever. That's how you know someone's triggered.
Automatically.
100%. That is the definition of triggered.
Even I end sentences with a smiley face when I'm triggered.
Yeah. Like, I know when Kyan's triggered because he ends them with that. Like, that's how you know someone's triggered, is when they end them with that. So, I mean, it was just, it was hilarious because at the time I was like, who cares? Like, right here, this is the part that made me, like, a little angry again. Because it's like, you didn't watch crap on my channel, and you think you can just judge my content. Like, I take pride in my content, and, like, if he would watch my content now, he would probably be blown out of the water, because he sees, you know, good quality Minecraft videos, well, soon coming anyway. But good quality Minecraft videos. He sees Billy the Bib, Seth Spenders, all that stuff, which is good quality entertainment. Like, my brain. I'll admit, at the time I was doing survival, at the time that I actually got denied for basically the second time, you know, I was just doing survival and crap like that, and I'll admit that's not the most entertaining content. That's not probably my best content, especially probably that whatever season that was of survival. But there's no way you can say that I had no good content on my channel. If he watched a single video from my old Hunger Games series, he probably would have known that I had good content. Especially not the first episode or the second or the third. Fourth and on is decent stuff. Because, like, I laugh watching those sometimes because I'm cringing because of how young I sound. But sometimes because, like, there was legitimately funny moments.
There's nothing.
Oh, I know. It's burnt. I think that was actually pretty much everything that happened between us and Woody.
Yeah, that went pretty well.
Yeah, it was kind of a long war. I mean, I don't know if war is technically the correct term, but
you know, World War II starting.
I didn't have much respect for Woody after the whole crazy crap that went on with Kyan, because he used him and then gave him basically no credit, and that annoyed me.
$25 wasn't bad though.
No, but I think, well, he started just giving like $25.
He couldn't give education back though.
Yeah. So yeah, that is our story. In fact, I'm just gonna say this, even though Woody quit YouTube. Okay. Even though Woody quit YouTube, should like. Well, actually, no. There's no videos. I was gonna say you should check him out because I don't think his content is bad necessarily. I mean, he doesn't put as much work into it as I do, but you know, it's okay. It's honestly true though. He didn't like. I didn't watch a lot of his factions videos because most of them were like 30 minutes long of just torture, boringness. So yeah, that's probably gonna be it.
Hope you guys enjoyed.
If you did, leave a like. This has been the first episode of Seth Speaks, I guess.
Subscribe for more.
And I'll see you guys all next time.
Bye.